What? What are you talking about? Both ends of the river can't...
Again, throw out all common sense from your head. We're talking about the virtual world.
Then what about the wall? There was only one wall that could be passed through.
Right. Even if the river's connected and it goes through the chapel wall, it wouldn't have been able to go through the mansion wall too.
Wait. In that case...
I got it. I know why Mew only set up one wall.
Wait, what?
What are you talking about now?
The reason she only set up one wall is because the chapel and the mansion walls... one wall was already in place? They are the same wall? They are exact duplicates. Maybe because one of the walls is just a copy? And then you would copy that wall with the parameters of letting objects pass through. But no, wait, that means that she added two walls, not one wall. So... I never heard of anything like that.
Damn it!
Don't stare at me. Scoot up. Wait, are you telling me that...
That's it! The walls by the chapel and the mansion aren't separate. They're the same wall.
Oh, wow. And here I was thinking it was obvious. But I didn't know why it was obvious. Of course, in some way it is the same wall. Thus both sides have the same properties. And Mew can go back and forth. She would only be able to go to the right, end up on the mansion side, but she wouldn't be able to go back. If it's not the same... Wow, I'm such an idiot.
The same wall?
The same wall?
It's not just the river. The walls themselves are connected. Don't think of it as two separate walls, but a single wall parallel to the y-axis.
Yeah, it's like we are in a loop. If we go to the right, we end up somewhere else. But with the same people and map layout. It's like we are there, but not quite. And I don't even know what the fuck I'm talking about right now anymore. This is literally the funhouse situation again. It can get real confusing.
That single wall divides the entire virtual world. The idea is, you pass through the wall by the chapel and come out by the mansion.
Everything is starting to connect. See, didn't I tell you? Everything is connected.
Damn it, Kokichi! Just tell us...
It's okay. More importantly, this is the final stretch! If both the river and wall are connected, then you can find the secret. Shuichi, you already know the secret behind the virtual world, right?
Yeah, I get it. I think I get it. And I think Shuichi's gonna get it too. Alright, Shuichi, let's see. The secret, huh? Yes. I suppose we should clear that up. We need to solve the mystery of the virtual world. Alright, let's do this. What is a unique feature of the virtual world? Is one of the words 5-5 WORLD rolled something or something rolled? Let's see. Let me see about this. Where's the W? Is there like no W? Unless... Oh wow, did they actually reverse? Yeah, they inversed it. They put the letter W and made it an M to confuse us, to make us not think that it is actually the word rolled. Wow. Okay, I must say that is pretty cool. That is the one thing that it's challenging that way, I guess. It's bullshit, but okay, rolled something. What else? Rolled something. Loop? Nah, that's a 4. L P. Yeah, they are. L O P O S S. Loops. I mean, it is pretty much the same words that I was thinking of, and it's offering me the letters. Alright, yeah, the world loops.
I see now.
I definitely should have thought of this in more detail.
Yes, that's it. The virtual world is a loop.
I had the right answer, but I didn't think of it like 100% why it actually worked. I mean, yeah, it's not common sense. So I didn't think of actually... Well, now that I think about it, the way I was describing it before, it felt like teleporting. Or...
Loop?
Just like in old games, right? Like, for example, when a character goes off the left side of the screen and reappears on the right.
Yeah, definitely. Like Super Meat Boy, from what I remember, and some other platformers.
Yes, exactly. The edges of the virtual world are linked together in a continuous loop.
The virtual world loops?
What in the world?
If that's true, it would explain the way the signboard was swept away. It vanished into the wall downstream of the river, came out of that same wall upstream, and floated with the current until it got caught on the rocks.
What was the world like before Mew added the wall?
Actually, there wasn't a wall on the y-axis at all, and the x-axis was set to loop.
Are you serious? Even if it is a computer program, isn't that too crazy?
A looping world. That's more extraordinary than even magic.
Whoa! Whoa! Let's not exaggerate here, Himiko. I mean, it isn't that extraordinary.
But at least it's not a boring answer. It also explains all the things that happened.
Huh? It doesn't explain everything, does it? Because we still don't know why we heard that one sound or Kibo's voice.
Yeah, sound doesn't go past the map loading point.
Well, either Mew lied about the loading point not being able to let sound pass, Or the sound can go through the wall too.
Actually, if we know that the world is a loop, we can explain that as well.
Huh? Really?
Yes, but first we need to be clear where the loop starts.
Where the loop starts. Doesn't it loop at the walls next to the mansion and chapel?
Not necessarily. If we heard a noise at the chapel from inside the mansion, then the loop...
Where's the looping point? Oh! Holy crap! Could it be this?
There! The map loading point was where the virtual world looped. We thought the loading point was in the middle of the map. But the loading point was actually at the edges.
What? What the hell? Okay, this is really reminding me of the Funhouse. What with the stupid maps and... Ugh. And this actually clarifies the idea that it was the same wall. It actually is just one wall now.
So the wall Mew created wasn't at the edges of the world, but rather... her wall was at the center of the world.
I see. So the mansion and chapel were near each other, with a wall between them. And any sounds emitted near the chapel would also reach the mansion. The wall only allows non-humans to pass through, so sound should be able to pass through easily.
That's right! That's how the virtual world works!
Impressive, Shuichi!
Ah, there you go. The evil laughter. I'm gonna check that too. Saturday morning cartoon villains 101, folks.
For you to get this far! Yes! Yes! You are useful indeed!
Okay, stop pleasuring yourself, man. Come on. Not in front of everyone.
For you to get this far, what are you, some villain pulling the strings?
That is pretty much how he is seen. Hell, we should add that to the list too. Knowing everything that happened behind the scenes, before the protagonist and the rest. Christ, you're hitting all the notes, Kokichi. All that is left to do is to create an impossible to solve case in Chapter 5, and you're good to go!
Nope. Mew pulled the strings here, not me. Remember? Mew also set this trap.
No, Kokichi. We're not talking about Mew's trap. We're talking about what you are trying to do that we don't know. You have been trying to be so buddy-buddy with Shuichi. Quote-unquote, trying for this trial. And so far you showed us that you know quite a bit about what is going on. Of course, you might have figured out that Mew was trying to kill you. So I guess it would be easy for you to figure out the entirety of the virtual world. But there's more to it, isn't it? If you knew so much about what happened, then can it be possible you also know who the culprit is?
It all began when Mew showed us the map. Because of the map, we mistakenly thought the loading point was at the center. Which in turn made the mansion and chapel seem farther away from each other.
So wait, hold on a second. So that means that the loading point is actually the edge of the map. So does that mean that whenever we go through it, we go from one edge of the map to another? So it's like the rows of the map loading point and the edges actually reversed. So does that still count as teleportation?
But the structure of the world wasn't actually like that. There was a wall along the y-axis, and the x-axis came around in a loop.
By putting that wall in the center of that world, she cut off the loop.
So ever since Mew showed us that map, we were caught in her trap. But we solved this mystery thanks to Shuichi. All hail our savior!
Yeah, if Shuichi wasn't here, then we never would have solved this mystery. That's right. Good work, Shuichi.
Guys, it's not just Shuichi, damn it. You're all part of this. Don't exclude yourselves out of this, because that is what Kokichi wants. Fuck me. This is part of something real bad.
Thanks, Shuichi. You saved us. You're welcome.
Just because we found out the virtual world's secret doesn't mean we can take it easy yet. Actually, this culprit hunt just got to the exciting part. Even if we know all the tricks, it's pretty meaningless if we don't find the culprit. That's how a class trial works, after all!
Kokichi talking like Monokuma again.
No matter what you say, I'm not gonna believe your lies. I'm gonna believe in everyone. That's how I'm gonna reach the truth.
I can't wait to see what happens next!
What is Kokichi's plan here? He's definitely prodding at Kaito on purpose. Well, there's no time for distractions like him. What we have to do is find the culprit who killed Mew. I'm not liking this. I'm not liking this at all. Kokichi's leading us somewhere. And I can't say for sure what it is that he's up to. But it's definitely not gonna be anything good. It doesn't matter how many little mysteries we solve. If you cannot find the culprit, you would all be for nothing. But I still don't know for sure who it could be. Who used Mew's own plan against her to kill her? Who killed Mew? Man, I'm bushed. Okay, I was thinking for a second he would be busted. I got no motivation at all. And more often his period is late too. Actually, hold on, I forgot. Man, I'm bushed. I got no motivation at all. And more often his period is late too. Father, why do you know Monothingy's cycle?
And another thing.
Never mind that. Perhaps this lack of motivation is due to a lack of hibernation.
Eh?
Lack of hibernation?
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't been sleeping well lately, so I haven't really been able to hibernate. Isn't technically sleeping and hibernating the same thing?
That's awful. What could be causing it?
Ah!
Is it because you have a lot on your mind?
Huh?
Is it because the graveyard shift pays a better hourly wage?
Huh? Really?
Is it because you don't want them to think you're just goofing around?
Huh?
Is it because you want to stay friends?
Huh?
Is it because you want to watch it in real time? Father? He's gone into hibernation. You should let him be.
Oh.
Yeah, you're right. Night-night.
My head!
What?
I feel like I'm forgetting someone important to me, but...
Two.
my head! My head hurts so much, I just can't
The
remember.
remains of this once powerful nation.
Have you forgotten? Maybe that's for the best. From this point forward, let's start a new life for ourselves. After all, our baby is excited to meet his daddy, you know?
Wait, what? Hold on. I think I heard something interesting here. Did you say baby? Isn't that what Himiko mentioned a couple of days ago about the announcement soap operas that these two have been doing? Oh my god. The continuation of their love story. You're gonna be making a baby. And that baby is gonna be Monokid's baby, and not Monotaro's.
Daddy? Wait, what? I'm gonna be a father?
Dun dun dun!
What a colossal death flag. I'll be surprised if he doesn't die after that.
Same. Though, you know what would be super duper surprising? If both Monotaro and Monophony will die at the same time. Granted, Monodam still hasn't returned. He must be waiting for the execution to happen, and then he will kill both Monodam and Monophony. Wait, did I say Monodam? No, I meant Monokid. And... no, that's still wrong. Hold on a second. I forgot. What was the yellow cub's name? I forgot.
More importantly, let's continue the conversation where we left off.
We understand Mew plotted the murder, but we need to find out who killed her.
And in order to figure that out, we need to understand Mew's actions. So let's discuss her murder scheme step by step.
I know that's important, but hearing you lead the conversation really pisses me off.
Yeah, can't say that I'm surprised that he's doing this. Him wanting to be buddy-buddy with Shuichi, and now this. The fact that he is trying to steal the spotlight is nothing new under the sun. But it is starting to give me a headache.
Let's see. Mew manipulated the virtual world to use it as part of her murder plan.
Don't just ignore me and start anyway.
If she had succeeded, she would have gone past the wall between the chapel and mansion. And then wham! Murdered me on the roof with the hammer.
She would make the murder seem like it happened in the real world, and then pin it on Kaito.
As for Mew's alibi in the real world, she could say she was locked into the virtual world. And in the virtual world, she could say she was near the chapel the entire time.
She'd make an excuse about how she couldn't reach the mansion because of the fallen bridge.
Oops, my hand slipped.
She dropped the bridge on purpose so she could separate the chapel from the mansion. Then secretly passed through the wall she installed and took advantage of the loop. After, she headed to where we were supposed to meet up, the mansion's rooftop. Oh yeah, Kaito was probably logged out around that time too.
That's when I saw Mew.
Problem is, because of her murder plans, we don't even know where she was killed.
She was killed on the roof, right? Kokichi told us the roof door was locked and that he couldn't get through.
Maybe that when culprit kill her.
That's probably what happened. The culprit killed her on the locked roof.
On the locked roof.
Did the culprit lock the door to the roof?
Perhaps. I don't think Mew did it. If Mew did lock it, she would have done it when she called Kokichi to the roof.
Indeed. Why would she lock the door before wanting to meet up with Kokichi, when her plan was to kill him on the rooftop? She would have locked the door after both of them met on the roof. This can raise a couple of possibilities. One would be that something happened that made Mew panic and lock the roof. 2. Somebody else came to the roof and met Mew, then the roof got locked and she got killed. And 3rd, Kokichi lied about the roof being locked in the first place. In which case, anybody could have gone there and killed her, and lock the roof if needed.
Even if someone came up, I don't believe she would change the target of her plan. She knew that Kokichi would come up later. Locking the door would be suspicious.
Well, it's possible she didn't even think that far ahead.
She was smart, but she was also really, really dumb.
Yeah, which is a shame, to be quite honest. If only she tried to help us all escape with her technology, instead of planning a murder.
No say such mean things! Killing game bad, not Mew. Mew not bad person. Going to think we could have been friends, if things different.
That might have been difficult, even without this killing game.
That wouldn't happen.
Nuh-uh. No way, Jose.
Huh?
Anyway, let's continue the discussion. If Mew was killed on the roof of the mansion, the culprit must have moved Mew's avatar to the chapel after killing her, right?
So the next thing we should talk about is how they moved her avatar.
I do have to wonder. If she got killed on the roof, then in order to move her body to the chapel, they would either have to go through inside the mansion and exit through the main door, which can be risky, or just throw Mew's avatar off the roof. I mean, we can definitely say that nobody else would be able to go through the wall outside of Mew, so maybe her body was thrown through the wall without the culprit having to go through it.
Now we know the mansion and chapel were actually next to each other. But the problem is the wall between them.
Only Mew was able to go through that wall. The culprit wouldn't have been able to.
Exactly my thoughts. Which means the culprit managed to get her body through the wall somehow.
Then you're saying the culprit sent Mew's avatar through that wall?
Yeah, that's the only way, right?
But how did the culprit send Mew's avatar through the wall? I mean, it's not like they could have thrown her.
Don't not throw her!
Whoa! Okay, relax, buddy. I mean, just because you're strong doesn't mean it could have been done just by you. I think we pretty much established that in the first case with the shot put ball. Not to mention that you're not even as strong in the virtual world as you are in the real world.
We know. You couldn't because the avatar's physical strength was equalized.
Physical strength equalized?
Yeah, man, don't you remember? You were even panicking in the virtual world that you weren't strong anymore. Hell, you even yelled at Himiko to use her magic.
That problem. Gonta no can protect everyone if that happens.
Yes. That is a problem. We already established that too.
Jeez, keep up with us. We're already in the second half of the class trial.
Yeah, man, I mean, what's wrong? I didn't think that this whole thing would be that confusing to you. Come on, man.
How did they send Mew's avatar to the other side of the wall? Maybe that thing has something to do with it. You know, the loud sound you heard?
Yeah, that too. It definitely has something to do with it. Bing! Huh?
What? What was that sound?
Because of that sound, you guys went to the side of the chapel. Right, Keyboy? That's when you found the dead Mew there, right? If so, then I think that sound and her avatar being by the chapel are related.
Yes, there's no doubt in my mind that the noises are related to this case. We need to figure out what that sound could have been. It might be the clue we need to solve this case. Alright. Let's do this. On our way to victory and truth! So, what was it? It sounded like something slamming hard into something else. Okay, for a second I thought that we were gonna have like a debate now. I mean, I was waiting for it. So, what were those two things? It could be... that sound we heard, like two objects colliding. The hammer hitting the wall, the cell phone... Nah. It's Mew hitting the wall.
That's it! I think the sound came from Mew's avatar hitting the chapel wall.
Wait a second. Mew hitting the wall. Going through the wall. The lattice. Ah. I see. Now I get it. So that's why we found the lattice near Mew's body. The chapel, the wall, the roof. Now it all makes sense.
The hammer, cell phone, and lattice were there, but they were too small to make that noise. Ruling those out, the only other explanation is that the sound was Mew colliding with a wall.
If that's the case, Miyu's avatar must have hit the chapel wall really hard.
Mm-hmm.
He felt the impact all the way from the inside of the chapel.
Yeah, that's the real question. Mew's avatar probably hit the chapel's wall with pretty considerable force. But why did it hit the wall with such force? Can you guys figure it out?
And you already know this too. I mean, why am I not surprised? Like I said, he knows everything that happened in this murder case, because he was involved in it.
Hold on, Kokichi. What's up with the way you're talking? Why are you talking like you know everything?
Let's not worry about that right now. More importantly, we gotta solve the mystery. Fighting among friends is a waste of time.
Friends? Us?
Anyway, can we talk about that after we figure this problem out?
A way of transporting Mew's avatar that would cause it to crash into the chapel.
Getting Mew's avatar to crash into the chapel from the mansion's roof. There's only one way I can think of how to do that.
Hey, Shuichi, as your partner, I'll give you a little hint.
Ah, screw you. You're not gonna tell him shit. First off, you're not his partner. Second, he can solve this by himself. And third, why would we accept a hint from a person who already knows how it happened and is deliberately not telling us? Hmm?
You're what?
Since the mansion was on top of a hill, the roof was pretty high up, right? Past the brick handrail, the roof was at a pretty steep slope.
Past the brick handrail. Pretty steep slope.
And the slope faced the chapel wall. On top of that, there was snow on the roof.
The slope faced the chapel wall. And there was snow on the roof.
If the culprit needed force to move the body, I wonder how they did it.
Well, thank you for the little hint, Kokichi. You surely helped me. Not with how the culprit did it, but something else that I had in mind. You surely helped me with that something else.